Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest 320 millimite solo trap. So this is the biggest solo trap I run. I do have 180 millimite solo trap, 154 millimite solo trap, then a 30 millimite solo trap, but they're all used for different things. Mite is totally irrelevant for this solo trap because this solo trap uses the Griffin to bait. So solo traps are just basically accounts that you can get people to solo you on and then you can take the solo basically march. That's all a solo trap is. The baiting strategies is where you get the differentiations behind that. You can have a solo trap that's basically a garrison trap where you just get people to garrison you and you bait solo trap or solo attacks on that garrison, or you have your regular kind of solo trap where it's lower might and you get people to hit you based on that. This one is I'm getting people to hit me because I have about 600,000 troops out. People will scout me as this guy did, and they will think I have about whatever it's called, 600,000 troops, maybe less, depending on what I'm doing. And then I'll pull back all my troops with the Griffin Familiar. Once the troops are back, I throw on the ante. They'll come in for the actual attack on me. I have fake gear on right now, so I'll actually throw my war gear on because I've learned a couple times I need my war gear on for a lot of these hits, especially for, I just got 300 million ransom right as this was happening. That's kind of funny. So yeah, this is kind of a continuation of the previous video. If you missed the previous 320 mil solo trapping video, I did get a couple hits there. Actually ate a small rally because they sent an 800,000 troop rally at me too. Because again, they only think I have like 500 or 600,000 troops. So they're sending these solo attacks at me, thinking it's gonna be really easy. I pull back 2 million troops, so now I've got 2.3 million troops, and then they started sending like random attacks. So this guy really thinks I only have like 500 or 600,000 troops. He doesn't know that I'm online because I did sort of sit in other gear, so. He's going to start sending a bunch of marches to try and free his leader. These are not going to work. If you attack someone and your leader attack works, usually your follow-up attacks won't work. But again, he thinks I have very little troops, so he thinks I'm going to burn very, very soon here. I'm not going to heal at all because obviously you don't want to heal and basically, that guy did not heal in between those hits. So what I could do is port here, but I'm just wondering how many attacks he'll actually send at me. Yeah, he's still sending more attacks. I thought he was going to recall that one after he lost, that he didn't heal again. Oh my god. I'm not even doing this to him. He's doing this to himself at this point. Because a lot of times, if you're Griffin trapping, what you can do is once they start sending all those marches, you can ram them away and eat them all at once. But I thought for sure he was going to recall that march, but I want to keep faking that I'm offline. So maybe more people come and hit me. But yeah, this guy just kept killing his troops. He didn't heal in between those either. Like, you would think after the first one where he lost like 300,000 troops, you're like, okay, maybe I should heal my troops before I send this extra 375. But he must have thought for sure he was going to burn me because I must have had not many troops left after those first couple hits. Yeah, again, he has a scout that says I have like 500,000 troops. That's how I bait usually. I'll also leave a single type troop out sometimes. Depending on what I'm doing, I'll leave like, let's say, 400,000 or 500,000 cav in my base, and they'll come at me with range, and then I'll be sitting in infantry with 2 million troops after that. But yeah, you can see this. I'm sitting in cav right now. I was baiting range, so I was baiting in range gear, so they go infantry, and I was sitting in cav, so that's kind of how this bait was going. But I was just switching in between because they were sending different troop types and stuff like that. But yeah, he lost 375,000 tier 4 troops on the last hit there, 300,000 on the second, and he obviously lost his first one, but he actually had infirmaries on the first one here. Yeah, so only 150,000 tier 4 lost on the first hit. It was an infantry blast, no fodder or anything like that. He did send heroes with his familiars. Second hit was 300,000 dead because his infirmaries were completely full there. So that was the first one again. But the second was 300,000. The last one 375. So this one here, again, I was baiting. So a couple people got my scout this time. So they are going in for the attacks here. He's just sending a regular attack here. I'm not sure why he's sending that because he has a scout in me. I'm not sure why he's sending siege. Maybe he saw that I had a wall, so he's like, okay, I better send the siege to take out the wall first. Obviously not going to work out very well. I've already recalled my troops. I've already recalled my troops, so they have a scout again that only says about 400,000 troops in my base, so they're going to be coming in for the attack, and obviously not going to work out too well for them. But yeah, I do have to remember to actually switch my gear when doing this. This is the first couple of tests I was doing on the account and just seeing what I could take, because I didn't know how strong the comp was with the gear on and all that stuff. So tier 5 does hurt quite a bit. He is sending tier 5 cav at me. Again, I am in the wrong gear. He sped it up, so I didn't switch my gear. So he did get a walk back on this one. So it is what it is. You cannot take what's called a tier 5 hit on these accounts, on these Griffin traps without your War Gear on. You need the War Gear on to cap it. But even so, there are people that can get a walk back from a Griffin trap like this. Even if you have like 2.8 million tier 4, there are tier 5 guys that will get walkbacks from that. So yeah, I was like, oh shoot, I probably should have thrown my War Gear on, but you live, you learn. I didn't know what exactly these kind of accounts could take, so this is kind of all testing and stuff. I wanted to see if I could take it without my gear on. Could not take it without the gear, or couldn't cap without the gear on. That was totally fine. It was a little bit expensive because again, what's called tier 4 is really expensive to heal. Even though I'm not taking any reds or anything like that, because I think I have like 700,000 infirmary, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, the tier 4 is really expensive to heal. I realized that while doing the Griffin trapping, and like, ouch. And I was like, maybe I should build some tier 2 to basically take out those losses, or take out those heals and stuff, because tier 4 like is not expensive to heal in the way that it takes a long time to heal. It doesn't really take that long to heal. It's just the resources required to heal is crazy. And on this count at this time, there was not many resources in the bag. So I was just like, ooh, 91 million. Okay, there goes all my resources. So I learned very quickly that I needed to switch to my War Gear, or as me taking too many losses on the what's called tier 4, even from like just a 375 like that. So this one I got on right after. I guess I just forgot to put the recorder on. So this is, again, same thing. They scouted me, saw that I had whatever it's called, a couple 100,000 troops, sent an attack at me, because I do have my leader out during these scouts as well. So I'll have like 300,000 my leader. That's also why they're going for it, because they really want that leader. Again, and I have a bunch of resources out too. I have usually just a bunch of gold from those ransoms, actually, because you saw I got like 900 million gold in ransoms. So I had the gold out for ransoms too. So they see there's a ton of gold on the account, like 300,000 troops, and then elite, or yeah, like almost 600 million gold out. Then the because like, again, they're getting my scout, so they see the 300,000 troops, my leader, the 600 mil gold, and they're like, okay, I'll send an attack at that. A lot of times they'll look at the scout, and that's when I'll pull back my troops, so they won't actually see the troops come back because they're looking at the scout at the time. So I'll wait a couple seconds and then do that. So this is going to be just a normal Griffin trapping clip. So that's another thing you can do. Is the other way is just the regular everyday Griffin trapping. I do enjoy the solo trapping one a little bit more. It's a little more fun to do. This one, you actually get more kills doing this, but I don't find it as fun because you're just like, okay, let them farm me, pull my troops back, kill their troops, blah, blah, blah. The other one's a little more exciting because you're like, oh, it's a solo attack. So, but again, yeah, so I just want, while this guy is farming me, I just want to talk about solo trapping and kind of the whole idea of a solo trap in general, because people seem to be getting like totally upset about, oh, I'm calling this a solo trap, I'm calling that a solo trap, but in the end, a solo trap is just an account you can bait solo hits on. So if you have a 900 million or a billion mite account and you can bait solo attacks on that, you can call it solo trapping because that's all you're doing. Rally trapping is you're trapping people who basically come and hit you with rallies. So if they rally you and you eat the rally, you baited them into rallying you, so you rally traps them. And there's different ways around that. Griffin trapping is basically just glorified solo trapping, because you can be a Griffin rally trap as well. But again, you're not a Griffin trap, you're a rally trap at that point. You're just baiting with the Griffin familiar. Same with this account. I'm just baiting with the Griffin familiar, and it's basically set up as a solo trap to take solo hits. So let's say you're a rally trap and you hide your tier 4 and then you pull it back and they rally you. You're basically a rally trap. You're just using Griffin to bait them into hitting you by giving them a fake scout, basically. It's just fake scout baiting. That's all it is. That's all a Griffin is. It's fake scout baiting. You can give them the scout. They'll have a scout, be like, oh, this is guy's troop comp. Okay, I will go hit him now because he has X amount of troops, but we're hiding 2 million troops on a tile or something like that. That's all the Griffin trap is. It's either a solo or a rally trap, baiting with the Griffin trap. Again, and the same thing with my other accounts that I do, like the 1000 IQ trap and stuff like that, where I'm pulling the leader back, walking across the map. It's just basically baiting people into hitting you. It doesn't really matter if you're 180 mil, 150 mil, 100 mil, 50 mil. It's all the same bait. And basically, depending on how strong your account is, that allows them to, like, whatever, cap the solo attack or whatever it is. So the other way to bait people is basically either resources, your leader, or troops. So low might is another way to bait people. It is probably the boringest way to bait people, and that's probably the quote-unquote traditional solo trap. You have low might, they think they can beat you, they port on you and attack you and lose their leader because they thought you were a lower might castle than you really are. Again, that's the most boring way to bait people. It's just like, I used to do that. It's not very fun. You sit around forever waiting for people to hit you. A lot of people will just not hit you because they think you're a trap, or they think they can beat you, or whatever it is. So a lot of times that's kind of what you're doing as a solo trap, and it's not very much fun. What I do is basically these active solo trapping, griffin trapping, 1000 IQ traps, 5000 IQ traps, whatever I'm doing. Leader switching. So I have pulled back the troops now. So I saw that he was sending his leader with a bunch of other troops here. So I decided to pull the leader back, wait a couple seconds to see how many marches he would send. I can't wait too long because as soon as he starts losing those marches, they probably start getting a little like, oh, maybe I should pull my troops back. So you're kind of playing a little dance there, like, do I pull it back right away? Do I wait a couple seconds for them to do that? So that's kind of what I was doing there. I was hoping more people would, or he would tell other people I had resources, because I was losing a bunch of gold there, but I was like, okay, that's enough. No one else is going to hit me. I'm not going to wait 20 minutes for people to come. So I did end up just pulling on that one guy. Maybe his other guildmates were online, or maybe he wasn't even telling them because he wanted all the gold to himself, but whatever it was, he's the one who lost all the troops. So the first attack was a leader attack. Second attack started to fill his infirmaries, 194,000. Third attack, he was completely full, so he had 246,000. The last attack was 250,000, all tier 4. Bunch of red dead, so he ended up losing a lot of troops. That was close to like 850,000 tier 4 I killed on that guy. He probably didn't have much tier 4 left, depending on what his account is, because he wasn't really high might. So yeah, so the 251 there was completely dead. Range cav, all his troops died on there, nothing survived. Infirmary's completely full. Then this one was 246,000 dead. This was, again, range and infantry mix. It looks like he sent all his tier 4 to try and farm me. So I think he lost almost all his troops. So yeah, that's something you gotta watch for. If you are also doing this, don't lose all your troops on a griffin trap. It hurts. So yeah, so that's the kind of thing about griffin trapping. It is a lot of fun. I find the solo trapping a little more exciting, personally. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is just the Patreon I set up. So this is just if you want to support the channel. Again, it's not a mandatory thing. I have a couple of things. If you just want to send $1, that's totally fine. Then there's the $5 per month one. And that's kind of like access to me, just ask me questions and stuff. $20, I will be doing a tutorial series on how to bait, the best ways to bait, because a lot of people are kind of confused on how baiting works and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing a little tutorial on that just for the Patreon people and stuff like that. So it'll be the anyone has any questions and stuff, just go through the Patreon. I'll get in touch with you through that, and you could have a little more access to me for questioning and stuff like that. And then there's there's the top end one, but that I don't think many people do. That's like $60 a month, because that's personal, like, talking to me time and stuff like that, like calls and stuff like that. So the last thing I wanted to do is just, there is a new bus I'm going to be promoting here. It'll be the RH bus. They do 3 buses per day. I will have some more information when I get more posters from them, but this is a recent thing. They did do a money bus today, which is spend $25, so a bunch of guild coins and stuff. I will leave the admin who to add for this bus. Their admins are not on their posters because they kind of choose the admins on the day. You will find that all through their line group, which you will be added to if you talk to them. Sissy is the main contact I'm going to be giving you, so it's _Sissy_. That's the name. So I will leave that in the link down below if you guys want to join this bus and get into the line group. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today on the 320 mil solo trap. I will have some 180 mil solo trapping on my tier 4 account. I will be posting those videos very soon. Then obviously my main solo trap was my traditional solo trap, the tier 3, tier 2 one. I will have a bunch of videos coming out too, and hopefully for KVK. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.